Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What I absolutely love about this office is it changes colour. It depending on the time of the day, it goes from a blue to a purple. It's kind of magical. I'm loving it. How are we doing today? The sun is glorious. It is big time, bursting with greatness out there today. It's Friday afternoon. I've been out and about today. I've been down to a place called Iton near Sevenoaks, and I went and see my son. He's doing a project. He's building a school. He's a site agent, so I've just been down and seen him. Had a big cuddle, and they went, "Oh, at distance," and I went, "Oh, that's my flesh and blood. You behave yourself. No one's going to stop me hugging my flesh and blood." Do you know what I mean? And then on the way back through my back of my village, about 2 miles out, a little old deer fell over. She scuffed up her nose and her knuckles, and I jumped out and rescued her. And I took her home, dropped her home, because she was a bit shook up when you fall over. She'd cut her nose where her glasses had all gone a bit weird. Let's look a bit more cool. That's better, isn't it? A bit more Stevie Wonder now. I just gonna say I love you. Actually, I'll probably get dumped a copyright because that sounded just like Stevie. So, people, what is hot and what is not? Oh, let me tell you, I had a fantastic. How do I hold social workers accountable for falsifying papers? Simple. You go to Exodus chapter 20 and you give them chapter and verse and say, "You shall not bear false witness against me." Watch them jump then. It says in the Bible, "You shall not bear false witness against me." God, dude, that's just so powerful. So trust me, use it. Don't fight your own battles. Don't fight your own battles. Waste of time. Last night I did a show on Wake Up UK. And hello, Ruth. Nice to see you, darling. Carlos, as always, gorgeousness. Truth Seekers in, Kenny Mack. Yeah, just Exodus chapter 20. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's house. Watch them run. Watch them run. It's as simple as that. It don't get much simpler than the Bible, and that's why I like using it. Last night I did I do a radio station every Thursday evening at 9 o'clock till 10:15. We run on till just under 11 last night, and because I was the last show of the day on wakeupuk.net. Fantastic. There's loads of great things. And last night we did this radio show, and this woman, a lovely woman called Susan, come on and told us her story. And she lives up the north of the country, and she told us her story about how she was dying. Her body was giving up. All her organs were shutting down. The hospitals were just basically letting her get on with it and slip away, offering nothing apart from a little white tablet. So she decided she had like a bit of a near-death experience. She'd had some epiphanies and some downloads and some visions, and she decided to take matters into her own hands. And she has a full bill of health right now. All of her organs are spot on. The stuff that she's put into practice with health and wealth and foods, unbelievable. So, bravo to Sue. It was the most enjoyable show I think I've done so far. All my guests have been absolutely fantastic. But last night was just electric. It was a really, really, really good show. Hello, Mark. How are you, love? You all right? Carlos, she was great, man. She was really, really, really good. And she's sending me an email over later as well with her protocol of what she did with all her B vitamins and D vitamins and all these other bits and bobs that got her immune system and her body fired right up. And fair play to her. You know, she said she was scared. She was worried about dying. The hospitals were just more than happy just to let her sort of slip away. They weren't really doing anything for her. And she just emailed me. She said, I loved calling in last night. I felt it was the right thing to do. The energy I felt after the show was finished. I couldn't sleep. It felt like a recharge. That was amazing. Thank to you, Jason and Jake, wise men. I'm learning so much more and appreciate the wisdom. She said, I'm just adding a few updates. I will get back to you later today. Magnesium oil is a must for the whole family. Spray on aching, painful muscles, bones. Can be itchy normally. Epsom salts, magnesium. So she's going to be sending me all her other paperwork through hopefully later today. Hello, Dave. I just got my new pinhole glasses today, as the old ones broke. Yeah, these are cool, man. These are cool. And it just, I think you're only supposed to wear them. You probably could tell me wrong. I don't know. For about 20 minutes a day. Because when you look through them and you see the little holes, you concentrate on the thing. You can feel your muscles in your eyes moving around. And as much as I don't mind wearing these, I'm under the understanding that these are not training my eyes in any way, shape, or form. I'm past 50 now, people. I know it's hard to believe. A lot of you at home just gone shock, horror. No way. And I feel that. I do. But yeah, I'm 50. I'll be 53 this year. And there's a lot of parts of my anatomy that I wish was as good and as decent as when I was a youngster. But hey-ho. Rob Norris on Facebook said it would be a good idea to know the UK numbers of people who have recovered from CV-19. The death rate is not what we think it is. It's just time to wake up, people. Like I said yesterday, if there was a pandemic scamdemic and it was a real epidemic, you would be firing out bodies like you got no tomorrow. Your stench in your street would be off the charts. There'd be flies and Christ knows what flying around. You wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand. Funeral directors would just have to probably make either a massive big pit somewhere and chuck all the bodies in. And the sheer fact that bodies are going for individual cremations and individual burials is testimony to the fact that there is not an epidemic. Because in an epidemic, there is no other choice but to dig one massive mother trucker size hole, and you throw the bodies in there, you account for who is who, and off they go to Never Never Land, and you just put the top over. Blackheath is a prime example of that. Blackheath Common, about 3 miles from where I was born and bred, where everyone goes and plays football on a Sunday morning and flies their kites because it's proper windy up the top of Blackheath Common. It's called Blackheath because that's where all the people from the plague, from South East London, and a lot of areas around there were buried. And I'm sure over other parts of London, there's probably other burial sites that are relatively the same sort of thing. Just look at empty hospitals and doctor surgeries. Yeah, And the thing is, what's happening to the old boy that's got cancer? My missus gets migraines, and I'm going to try and introduce some stuff to her that she don't have to rely on his tablets. And even her the other week, she's panicking. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this. I said, will you make sure? I said, how much supply have you got of that? She said, I've got a month's supply of it. I said, well, you need to wean yourself off slowly but surely, and always make sure that you've got a month's supply so that you can wean yourself off. I said, because if you got problems. So at least she's as wise. Because she said to me, I've got a month's supply. I was like, that's good news. I don't like her taking pharmaceuticals, but apart from her choice. My mate Andy Wolf-Smith says London 1666. During the Black Plague and the Great Fire of London, Parliament enacted an act behind closed doors called the SESKV Act. The act being debated was to subrogate the rights of men and women, meaning all men and women were declared dead, lost at sea, beyond the sea. Step 1, understanding SESKV Act 1666, evidence of life. Once you've proved that you're alive beyond reasonable doubt, because the blood flows and the spirit flows, then their acts and statutes do apply. And that's pretty much the get out of jail kind of thing. What we're talking about, peeps. Carlos, I only stayed until 10 due to work, so I've got to catch up on the rest of it on Wake Up. That's brilliant. It was really, really good. I finished that show and thought, wow, that was epic. We really did put it out there. Mark Busby, just look at the empty hospitals. Yet we've done that. The data is not even showing recovery numbers. Well, it's not. Apparently, they lost all the test kits the other day. They've done all these coronavirus pandemic, scamdemic tests, and they've all gone missing. Sorry, people. For me, the trust side of me and the element of trust within the system has gone. It's diminished. I don't trust it no more. And that's a tough thing to say. That is a tough thing to say, because my nan was so proud of the National Health Service when it came out, because she almost died of a pneumonia thing when she was a kid, and they poulticed her on her chest and it burnt the fever out, and she lived till she was 90, just under 96, and she's been gone a couple of years now. So my nan and granddad revelled in the fact that the NHS, it was like a relief off of people, because you used to have to pay a few pence and have a doctor on the panel. And do you know what, right? Thinking about it now, you're probably better off, right? Complete civil disobedience, stop funding these animals, right? Because when they say we're all in it together, trust me, we are not all in it together, people. That is like a socialistic brainwashing exercise. To say that we're all in it together is a melanoma. It's a malignant cancer. We're not all in it together. You get a copper says, well, why do you think you can get on the road without doing this? Everyone has to do it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not everyone. And when we get into these ideologies of everyone has to do something, we're in really dangerous times, because then we're not in a free country, and we're certainly not a free people. If everybody has to do what the state says, you're just a slave, and it's a slave for your mind. It's not proper shackles and that now, because that's not productive slavery. The productive slavery is to have slaves that don't know they're slaves. And but we're coming out of that now. We are remedying up like there's no tomorrow, and people are taking back their power all the time. And that's a beautiful thing. But I certainly don't trust anything that they put out there, anything that Boris Johnson talks about. And I'm gutted that I feel that way. I've got to be honest, it's not a nice thing to have to say. Boris Johnson's speech the other day is the epitome of why I do what I do, because it made no sense. It was double negatives all the way along. None of it made sense. And it's a complete fiddle, because all the police seem to be immune from this. They're all hanging out together in their stations and everything, not worried at all, no masks. The NHS staff, they don't seem to be overly worried about it, all that happy clapping and doing the seal nights on a Thursday. How long is that going to go on for? How long is that clapping and worshipping false idols going to go on for? Does anyone know how long that seal lark's going to go on for? Because I don't understand it. There's nothing wrong with having passion and having respect and love for a thing, like your home, your children, your NHS, whatever it is that you have pride in that in. But to idolise it and to keep going out, maybe once is all right, oh, well done, pat on the back, congratulations, whatever. But every week, this is just like a ritualism now. This is just uncontrollable mind control. And all the radios and all the TVs, you must clap on well, for what? Why? They're just making a living and in a wage. Yeah, all right, they're saving lives, but that's what they chose to do for a living. I've been out to work today, done some greatness. The bloke didn't clap me out as I walked out the door. We shook hands because I've known him for years, and we've done some bits and bobs, but he never clapped me out as I was pulling my van off the driveway, feeling all like, oh, look at me, check me out, I'm worthier than now. There is no pandemic, and this is a fake, a virus less deadly than the flu. Fake prediction models, recommended treatments that are killing people, unreliable and contaminated test kits, ridiculously inflated death counts, and media-induced hysteria to push an agenda where the end goal is to enslave humanity with false vaccines, microchips, and police state surveillance. There is no pandemic. There is an Agenda 21 being played out in real life, and that probably is the sum total of the God's honest truth. Aeroplane pilots are immune. They're all sat next to each other. Exactly. They're all going home and having a little bit of conjugal rights with their missuses and hugging their kids and families. So none of this makes sense to me. And like I say, the evidence would be mass graves, mass body counts, smelly environments, lots of crying, lots of wailing. But I'm not seeing that. And the facts are that within my village and my adjoining village, apparently one old boy, bless his heart, has passed away with alleged COVID-19. So 1 out of 14,000. That's just. Anyway, I'd like to know how many people a year in my 2 villages die of the common flu. I know it's going to be more than one. I know. So why are we not all getting into hysteria about cancer, bowel disease, child cancers, the flu, pneumonia, shingles, tuberculosis, AIDS, HIV, that are serial killers? Serious killers they are. The amount of people that die worldwide from cancer a day is off the charts. Why are we not all running around having issy fits with that? The common flu, the amount of people, common flu kills 30,000 people a year in this country. It kills them. So why are we not all having masks? Why are we not on all lockdown because of the common flu? You have to look past the bullshit here, people, and we have to deal with facts. And facts is something I like to deal in, right? I don't deal in hocus pocus nonsense. I want to know the facts. Now, I talk about the things I talk about because I know them to be a fact. Why? Because I've researched them. I've researched the SESKV Trust and the estate side. I know it to be true. I've researched about all the birth certificate. I know it to be true. I've researched on how all the councils and the police and everyone operate. I know it to be true. Okay? I know it to be true. So that's why I've done my research and my factuals and brought me to the fact and conclusion that this is hocus pocus. This is nothing more than a control mechanism to control and enslave everybody. That's all it is. And they've not done anything other than just put it out there through their airwaves that there's this deadly killer bug flying around, that I don't know anybody. That I'm not saying that people ain't dying. They are. People are dying. People die of things every day. People sneeze and die. People sneeze and paralyse themselves. I've known people in the past that have done exactly that. They've sneezed and they paralyse themselves from the neck down. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know what's going to happen to us in 10 minutes' time. It's like my dog when I come home at Christmas. I've been round the golf course on December the 28th, 29th. It was sunny, it was quite warm, and I thank God for a blessed day, and the sun was setting, and I thought, right, I've had an hour around here. I'll go home. I come home, and I found my dog really not very well. I took her to the vets, and she passed away. She never knew that was coming, because at midday, she was running around our horse lorry, happy-go-lucky, having a nice old time, and then 2 hours later, she's dead. No one knows. We're not that clever. We don't know. We don't know. But one thing we never used to do was get wrapped up in all this fear. We never got wrapped up in the fear. Yes, we lost loved ones. Yes, we mourned. Yes, we missed them. But we never got wrapped up in stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, this has gone beyond the joke now. And to be honest with you, I have trouble recognising the people of my country when they're out doing all this bending over and bowing down to pay homage to what all this is, clapping when the evidence is clearly in front of everybody. If there was a complete deadly virus that was making people drop and die, do you think coppers would be in them stations together without wearing a hazmat suit or some sort of breathing apparatus or masks? They're not that stupid. I don't think they are. And I think that if their own lives and potentiality came into question, that there was a deadly virus, I think they'd all be working from home. I think they'd all be out on the beats on their own, being very, very specially precautious about who they touch and who they get involved with. But it seems that once they've got that uniform on, they're immune. I've ordered one on eBay. I've got a police outfit coming. Don't you worry about that. I've got one of them coming because it seems if I put that on, I'm immune from this stuff. And everyone's out there, 8 o'clock every Thursday night. It's like Groundhog Day. You've all seen the film. Bella B's sister is a nurse. She said every other death has been non-existent and all COVID. Aren't we lucky there is no natural disasters and terrorism? Coincidence? Yes, Bella. Yes, Bella. Out of the Shadows is a brilliant documentary. Bro, yeah, I've watched it twice, actually. Out of the Shadows, very, very good. Hollywood elite paedophiles. There's nothing elite about these people. There's nothing elite about Bill Gates. There's nothing elite about any of these politicians. I actually feel sorry for them. I really do. 1962, life in 2022, image depicting everyone trapped in pods. Check that out. Everyone's got a condom on. Look, I can't talk to you right now. No, I'm in my pod. And I'm having a very nice time, but you do look kind of toasty. Let me just drop my slot and you can have a little feel and see whether you like me, and we can take this together further and we can make 2 pods become 1. So that's a depiction, 1962, right? Before I was born, man, when all the hippie stuff was going on, psychotriptic drugs and all that stuff, right? It was portrayed that everyone will be trapped in pods, like Durex has gone mental. So that's back in 1962. See, out of history we learn. What else have we got on here today? What an amazing place to insert a chip and make it unremovable. Some kid is having a chip put up inside his nose. My good God. My good God. Let me tell you. They live amongst us. Piers Morgan, he's been giving it some lines the last week or two. He's been having it out with quite a few of them. Who is Piers Morgan? I don't know. I know that he's got a rather tidy position in the world. Squillions and squillions of quids for what? Talking whatever. I don't really know what Piers does. He's now one of them. He's now the one demanding answers to all these questions. See, all that happens in this country is that the media argue with the politicians argue with the media. Everyone sits at home and bashes their TV sets and goes, yeah, Piers, you tell him. And then all of a sudden you'll have so-and-so on there, oh, yeah, you told Piers today, yeah. No one ever gets any clear-cut answers. No, we're not interested in that. We don't want resolutions. We don't want the truth. We just want you all arguing in a complete state of confusion. That's all the media is all about, right? It's just all about confusion. That's all you've got. What about the 2012 Olympic Games? Yes, and the NHS had big beds and they had that big thing with a big needle sticking out of it. Mate, they're coming for you. You know they're coming for you. But we have to politely decline their offer and say thank you, but no thank you. And if they insist, send them the piece of paper that they own. Just say, I think you're fine. This is what you own. Enjoy sticking that needle in that piece of paper because that's all you own. You don't own me. And Bob's your uncle. All of a sudden, you'll start seeing thingy. Spare a thought for all those that died last year of the flu. 650,000. But no one gave a rubbish about them because it wasn't on the TV. Ain't that the goddamn truth? If Boris Johnson come out tomorrow and said, oh, there's a killer strain of flu out there, Albuquerque swine flu, you're all going to die from it, you're all on lockup. Everyone goes, oh, Boris, what? Boris has come on and said that we're all on lockup. Yeah, no, this Albuquerque swine flu, seems a bit tasty. I don't fancy none of that lot. Nah, what are you going to do, Bill? Well, I'm going to stay indoors. Yeah, I'm going to let them collapse my country and collapse my economy. And take us back to the dark ages where we were having square wheels instead of round. And I'm going to enjoy myself. And that's basically where we're at. If Boris come on tomorrow and said that a dog turd was your remedy and that you had to go and find one on the street somewhere, if you're lucky enough to find a dog turd hanging around there, and chew on that bad boy, because inside it has got the antidote to this virus. You'll be people out there on the streets fighting over them. They'll be fighting. I saw it first. I don't care. Your scooper ain't as nice as mine. I picked it up first. I'm having it. Telling you. You might laugh, but you know it's true. Spare a thought for the thousands each year who die in the hidden shadows like Parliament. It's absolutely. There you go, sweetheart. You know the score, didn't you? Obviously a very wise woman. And using Greta Thunberg, what a muppet that is, as a spokesperson, a PSYOP stooge. Oh, I like you. You're very firm with your comments. As PSYOP stooge, who was herself damaged by vaccinations, you can see, because her ears ain't level, a bit like mine, and her eyes go all over the place, will be pushing the vaccine. I'm going to have a vaccine, yeah. It's a sure sign that they're mocking us. Mocking us? It's gone worse than that, mate. They are proper having it with us, and we can't see it. Most people go, "Oh, do you not believe the TV then, David?" I go, "Get me out of here." Yeah, no, I'm not even. Look, when people question me like that, I just go all quiet now, and I go, "I'll see you later. Have a nice day." Years ago, I used to go, "Well, actually, I think that the government are idiots, and all they're interested in nicking our kids, nicking their homes." I don't even bother now. I just go, righto, I'll see you later, and off we scooch, because I'm not having them debates with people no more. If they can't see what's going on out there now, it ain't happening for me. Annabelle Barnes, Jamie, mate, I added you on Facebook, Bella. Annabelle Barnes, yes, you got firm comments on there as well. Blonde girl, pretty, yeah, I've seen you. Mate, saw you last night live. Thanks, Anna. Did you see the interview that I did with Susan? It was good, wasn't it? My God. Actually, when she sends me over the email later with all the with a protocol of how she basically saved her own life, all right. If you want it, email me, put your emails up, and I will send it over to you free of charge, because that's how I roll. Davey Wilson, hello, gorgeous. How you doing, mate? Sent you a message on Facebook. I'll have a look. Have you sent it to the Paul Triplet page, or have you sent it to my other page? Cuz I'll have a look anyway. I'll find you either way. Jamie Bennett, God bless him. Love him to pieces. Awesome dude. Kate, his missus. Just a lovely couple. He loves his daughter. He just wants a different world for her and her children. And he will make it happen. He will make it happen. And I feel so sorry for him, because he's done nothing but exercise his passion, and they dethroned him. And the only reason they dethroned him is because at one point he had over 500 people watching him. Well, you can't have that, can you? What's Bella saying now? Let's see what Bella's saying. I've got to add that. No, I'm so sick of trying to wake people. Can't see gunman in front of them with the AK-47 in. And yes, I loved it. Love Kate too. Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it? Had a really proper time, mate. We did. Really, really, really proper time. So with all this, we've got a lot of this stuff out there called Q. And I actually think it's time that it all starts dancing, because some of the stuff I'm coming into touch with and being given, this Q thing is it's either going to just about happen and start really to be seen in the public domain, or it's been a load of nonsense. So I think soon we're going to be finding out. Haven't heard one doctor on TV to tell us how to get our immune system right. Vitamins, eat right, sunlight, only drugs and vaccines. The big question is why? How true? How true? I don't believe any government narrative. And I'll tell you one thing as well. They're losing their grip. They're losing their grip on controlling people. They're losing their grip on their media. The BBC certainly has lost massive credibility over the last few years, but they still have their hardcore group of people, and whether that ever changes, I don't know. But I know that people have changed their ways. I know that people have changed their consciousness, and they're looking in other directions now for a whole plethora of things, from health and wealth to finance, to how they go about stuff, to all sorts. And that's a really, really, really good thing. A really, really, really good thing. Lisa's saying that if you believe people need injecting with carcinogens, toxins, aborted fetal cells, animal DNA, parasites, antibiotics, fungi, insecticides, disinfectants in order to be healthy, you may need to reevaluate who the conspiracy theorist is. Oh, you've got to love irony. Oh, you've got to love it. We're certainly. Oh, Trump in America. Did you know there's a simple test for COVID-19 using ultraviolet light? Apparently, Trump's people out there are just developing and very successfully close to the end of a light therapy for the pulmonary respiratory system that kills all known sort of pathogens in its tracks. So absolutely amazing, man. Bella G, Q is going to happen, but not the direction that they're leading us. It has to be different from the lead path, or it couldn't exist. There's always going to be a split plan. We will be amazed though. True, I do think there could be something. Clue, that's it. I'm thinking I didn't quite understand what you're saying there. So yeah, some interesting comments there from my lovely friend Bella B. Lovely to see you in that. Yeah, she said she's sick of trying to wake people up. Look, it is what it is. The Guardian, NHS staff. Let's have a look at this article. NHS staff forbidden to talk out publicly about coronavirus. Draconian. This is from the Guardian. This is not something I've found on the internet. Conspiratorial. This is from the Guardian. Quite a reputable rag. All right. NHS staff forbidden from speaking out publicly about coronavirus. Why is that? We're a free and open people. The truth must prevail. Why would you be silenced about talking about a thing? Draconian measures prevent some healthcare professionals discussing their work during the pandemic. Healthcare professionals are being silenced and threatened with disciplinary action for speaking out about their work during the corona. Who's running this country? Who's running this country? Let me tell you. Bella, oh, Bella, I'm loving you. Are they going to do what they do every few hundred years when the people wake and rise, wipe us out and reset? Who knows? I'm more than happy to go home at any time when God wants me. I'm more than happy to be raptured. Let me tell you, many NHS staff are increasingly concerned their ability to share stories about their work is being restricted by a clampdown on speaking out publicly. Remember, this is from The Guardian. It follows reports of doctors and nurses being gagged by hospitals and other NHS bodies from speaking out about widespread shortages of personal protection equipment. PPE tactics have included threatening emails, the possibility of disciplinary action, and some people being sent home from work. Well, does that sound like a lovely peace-caring National Health Service, does it? That sounds like a hierarchy coming down on the peasants and the peasantry, saying if you speak out and you show us up and you let our game out and cat out the bag, then you're in trouble. A bit like that copper last week, that American guy that come out and said, I'm concerned about what my fellow officers are doing. His initial reaction from his co-workers was, yeah, good on you, son. Needed to happen. And then when it hit 400,000 views, Officer Anderson, then they sacked him. Yeah, they did. They sacked him. A copper that wanted the Constitution of America restored and officers to respect people's constitutional, natural, God-given rights. They fired him. Workers who have spoken to The Guardian said they fear about being disciplined. Several professionals said they're worried about losing their jobs. Example includes an email signed by a chief executive of one of NHS trusts forbidding all staff from talking to the media and incidents where staff suspect emails and social media accounts are being monitored. We are monitoring you. We know where you live. We're going to come in with our friends and we're going to kick your doors in. Slap you around the face with our leather jackets. Behave yourself, you naughty people. God, I've gone from German to French. What happened there? One nurse who wanted to highlight the vital role of a professional receiving an email later recalled from his trust to all staff, which banned public communications. When he contacted the communications department, he was shocked to receive a response simply saying, "No media." The team did not say what action it might take to enforce the ban, he said, but the tone was threatening. So you've got people in our lovely National Health Service. Beautiful thing, so pure as the driven snow, like Dorothy, in fact, from The Wizard of Oz. That's how pure it is. Threatening their staff. Listen, son, you say a word out of line, I'm coming for you. I'm going to sack it again on the job done. You're going on the dole queue, son. People, please, come on. We've got to get a grip about this. The Star says car sharing allowed under lockdown or lock up, as I'm calling it now, as long as you follow these rules. I tell you what I love about this lock up. The roads were so clear today. I'd done 19 miles in no time. It was like I was being warp speeded there with Dr. Who's TARDIS. I thought, what happened there? I was there. I went, Dan, he said, you told me. I went, I know, I can't believe it. Look how quick I was. He said, you've always been quick, Dave. I said, you've been talking to my missus. 15, we got some conspiratorial. 1,500-year-old Bible confirmed that Jesus Christ was not crucified. Oh, well. I received an email from Edward Ellis. Okay, he's on his 8th dialysis. Oh, God bless Edward Ellis. Lovely old boy. If anyone knows Edward Ellis. This is funny. My mate Dax Sharman, he's gorgeous. This is just common sense from Dax. You can't predict a second wave. I've got my surfboard out. Oh, man, I'm surfing this second wave, let me tell you, ladies and jelly spoons, of a virus, but you can damn sure if you can control the plan with the second wave. There's going to be a second wave. How do you know? Do you think people back in the Black Death said, all right, son, yeah, what you got? I've got the plague. It's a bit tasty. Yeah, it's dropped me. My mother's gone. Yeah. Oh, mate. Oh, I feel... No, that's nothing. That's nothing, mate. You wait till the second wave comes. What do you mean second wave? Second wave? There's a second wave coming. Where's that coming? Oh, yeah, you wait till you get the second wave of this plague. It's going to wipe loads out. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What the Jesus? If you can predict a second wave with confidence, it means that you're writing the narrative. It means that you've controlled the narrative. Carlos, Max and Kira's legislation laws kick in on the 20th of May. Remember, people automatically will sign to organ donations unless they've opted out. Yes, I've opted out. My sister... Well, I can't stand this country, this socialistic thing. We're all in it together, including your body parts. Lovely. He was fired for not following orders. Literally everyone in fear of losing fiat currency, the ball and chain. Mate, that copper being sacked in America after how brave it took more guts for that man to do than probably going into the firing line with some villain with an AK-47. I bet he thought to himself, sat in his cop car thinking, I'm going to drop one. But if I'm going to drop one, I'm going to do it for humanity, for mankind, because this can't go on no more. In the back of his mind, he always knew he was going to lose his job. Come on. But he was brave and he stood up. And I know that boy's life will be pretty good because he stood in righteousness. And when people stand in righteousness, good things happen to them. All right? Trust me. Flu season will be worse. Lack of vitamins. Everyone's hiding indoor. Don't take it's not rocket science, is it, Paul? You know, you're a gorgeous man of common sense, but I was coming back from Item, Sevenoaks Way, and I've come back through, where was I going? Through Rootham, bottom end of Rootham High Street. And I see a Hyundai car coming towards me. I thought they were paramedics. It's like a husband and wife in their car. I don't know where they were going, but they both had masks on. And I'm thinking, you know, they live amongst us. What's going on? You know, wonder if they wear them in bed. You know, I wonder if when her head's smacking the old headboard, because she can't see where she's going, ladies and gentlemen. She's walking into a dark room. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. You went somewhere where you shouldn't have gone then, didn't you? You did. I know you did. You're saucy, you lot. She's whacked her head on the headboard and she turns around and he thinks it's like, what's going on here then, son? Are we having some tonight then or what? So, what's that you got on your head? It's a mask. Cool, you do look pretty tonight, love. Whew, yes, I'm feeling some of that action. They both got their masks on in their car. Breathing back in the carbon dioxide that their body is trying to get rid of. Unbelievable. Pull the art. Do you know what I'm saying? Smacked her head on the headboard. Wallet. Yeah, I know where you was all thinking. You're smutted, a lot of you. No, there will be a mass illness and wipeout coming in the form of our immune system is totaled. And they will blame it on the. I can't use swear words on it because it's going to bust my channel up. On the COVID, I'm really trying hard as well. You know, can you notice I'm a bit more firm with my P's and Q's on this channel on YouTube than I am over on me Facebook page? Yeah, I'll get a bit carried away over there, but it is what it is. I'm a talker. I love talking and I love people, and we're not all going down in a blazing glory, people. We've got to stand up. We got to stand up. I think like Snapchat and crime rate videos have been conditioning kids to get used to the marks. Yeah, maybe, but I don't watch that stuff. I can't watch it. It does my head right in. So, how long have we been on here? Can you believe we've been on here 40 minutes already? Where did that go? Beautiful day today, by the way. I've just been over and checked some of my solar panels. 15.1 kilowatts just on one of them today. So I'll probably do about 25 kilowatts of energy a day. I am supplying my local village with electricity, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. I've caught your YouTube live. Hello, Magical Bird. Is that who I think it is? Magical Birdie. Give me a 5x5 if that's who I think it is with the bird. You know, didn't you? You know. Lovely to see you, darling. I've deactivated my Facebook account. I don't blame you, doll. I really don't blame you, let me tell you. Carlos 2020, the only year we can walk into a bank with a balaclava on and no one bats an eyelid. Yeah, exactly. Just don't cough, all right, or sneeze, because you'll find that the fascist bully boys will wrestle you to the ground. I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. It is. She's going to, she's watching the Witching Worries on his YouTube stuff and he's getting it all live. Yeah, we're having. I'm loving this channel, man. I'm loving it. It's going to grow. I'm patient. I am very patient to let it grow day by day. Lord Janet raped and tortured young boys inside Parliament, claims an MP. This is from the Daily Mirror. How come me? I'm such a conspiracy theorist. Play Jenga with me. No, I don't want to play Jenga. Play Let's Take Down 9/11, the Twin Towers with me. No, I don't want to play that either. So the Daily Mirror, an MP apparently has come out, and I'm just waiting for it to load, if it ever does, whistleblowing on the pervert Jana himself. And, man, do you know, I hope all these people that do all this stuff with kids and everything, I hope they rot in hell, man. I really do. Because our big man upstairs, he told us how to live our lives, and he said, build up your treasures for heaven. So when you inherit my Father's kingdom, he said, because in there is many mansions and many rooms. He said, and I'll go now to set a table where we can all eat together, right? I wouldn't want to be any of these MPs, would you? Let's be honest. After fiddling with boys and young kids and Lord Janet, it won't load. Let's have another go. See if it loads any quicker this time, because sometimes things get stuck, don't they? I need to subscribe, Magical Birdie. Love it to have you over here, darling. It really is. Bella B, all they are doing by giving us a name from Parliament or saying, go on, son. It's your time now. Take one for the media team to make. They won't tolerate it. Amen. Magical Birdie, I'm American. They have written letters to parents saying they can't enter the doctors with a child. Parents have to wait outside the surgery. Jawohl. No, it won't load. But there's a mirror from the dailymirror.co.uk. Today, they've got a report in there and a page spread on Lord Jana, raped and tortured young boys. How long can this Parliament have any credibility? How long can it continue to have any credibility with all of the child abuse, satanic rituals that they've been up to? Let them rot in hell. They really will. Rot in well. FBI arrest Bill Gates for biological terrorism after tip-off from whatever. I'm not sure that's quite true. Info updates. There's something out there saying that Bill Gates has been arrested. Now, look, before you all start going out and cracking open the bubbly, cracking a tin of beer and putting a barbecue on, let's check some facts first before we go celebrating that one. Bill Gates, the most hated man in the world, could be the case right now. The American people have properly turned on Bill Gates, ladies and gentlemen. His foundation, if he ain't careful and if he don't level the field, his foundation is in trouble, in as much as from the people, because I have a funny feeling that they might raid it and smash it up, because Bill Gates is a bad man. Donna Proctor, my old mate Donna Proctor, broke down on the motorway yesterday, changing the tyre. So what's stopping the trade deal? Because we won't abide by the EU rules. Did we not leave Europe, people? Did we not? I thought we... Did we? I'm not sure. We voted to leave. Why don't they want these rules? We ain't left Europe. Europe still rules the waves. Trump wants Tesla technology takeover. So it's Gates against Trump. Yeah, possibly. Bella B, Magical Birdie. Yeah, it's sick. The whole thing is sick, and they just get worse. They're out of the shadows. Was just a taster of the banquet. I'll make you right on that one, matey. I do make you right on that one. Hydrochloroquine cures the virus. It just so happens that it's a treatment used for radiation sickness. Let that sink in. Oh, there you go. So if hydrochloroquine cures the virus, it so happens it is treated for radiation sickness. Ta-da! Was that telling you? A little bit of radiation going in there. So yeah, we know for a fact it's been used around the world. Hydrochloroquine. It's been used around the world. Absolutely. Are you hearing this? I can't log into anything from Parliament. I'm sorry. I've not got my airsick bag. No, I've not even got a bucket that I can throw up in. So I'm not even clicking on that site. Not a chance right now. But it was the side effects of the PTSD. Bella says, Bill Gates is... You're very informed, Bella. I'm loving... Bella, come on my show on Wake Up UK next week, Thursday night, 9:00. Love to have you there. And you, Birdie. Pop on. We had a woman last night. Her story, man. I'll go up this morning. I was smiling. I thought she was amazing last night. And we had Jakey Baby come in there. Jakey Clark, he popped in. We had a little chit-chat. Jake, if you want to pop in again next week, if you see this, come in earlier, bruv. Always a pleasure, never a chore. So it causes PTSD. Quinine, tonic water. Yeah, I drink quinine tonic water, but I stick a little bit of gin in it. No, look. I can't help it. I like me. Is it bad that I like gin? You know, I can't. It's just, I do. I just like gin. Not often. I mean, often. Now and again I do. Certainly, and a certain smokable thing cures cancerous cells. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If the feds come and bust your door down and get gangster on you for having the plant or growing the plant, Genesis, man. Just smash them with Genesis. Whoever's, because don't forget, it'll be the CPS equivalent, whatever country it is that's coming at you, Canada, America, whatever. There's always a prosecutor coming at it. It's not the judge that's bringing the claim, it's the prosecutor. So in England, it's the CPS. So the CPS will write to you and say, you've been caught with marijuana or cannabis, and you've been growing it, you've been smoking it. We're gonna take you into the dock, bend you over, and use lube, and it's going to be you're going to enjoy it. You might not want to, but you're going to enjoy it because we say so. You just got to tell them, so, well, hang on a minute, you're trying to take God's gift away from me here. What's going on? Genesis quite clearly says that God gives me dominion over all this. So what's the crack? Shungite, yeah, I've got some shungite indoors. I have. Snake plants in the home protects. Yes, Magical Birdie, you're spot on, you are. Anyway, I've been on here 50 minutes. Can you believe it? And if you tune into me of a night time, you'll see this go blue. Actually, this is quite a good colour, kind of a colour match going on there. Oh, yeah. You'll see this goes blue overnight. It's quite bizarre. It's called Cadbury's Purple. Cadbury's Purple. I picked a 5-litre tinner the other day for a tenner because you can't get paint and plaster on that for love nor money now. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a punt on that. I'm going to go and grab it. And that's why I wear these glasses in here, because it's a bit like Del Boy's thingy when he painted at that Chinese restaurant. It's a bit glowy, but I'm loving it. And I know that it's going to dull in time, and it gets easier when you have a gin and tonic. For sure it does. Peeps, I will probably be back with you later tonight. Depends on how the missus is shaping up. You know what I mean? I see my son today. I've had a blessed day. Give him a couple of hugs. Love him to pieces. He's a chip off the old block, he is. And I said to him today about having kids. I said, honestly, if I was bringing kids into the world now, I'd think twice about it. Fancy bringing them into this. And he said, Dad, do you know what? He said, I've had them thoughts. I said, yeah, I don't blame you. Fancy bringing kids into this. Cool. Dear, you can't make it out. Anyway, peeps, I love you all. Stay blessed, stay safe, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell button for further notifications. If you like what we're doing over here, do all the things below and leave your comments. As always, this is always going to be a live channel. I will never ever come in and do premeditated or my channel's so glossy and squeaky. No, I'm not like that. I'm not into none of that stuff. And my good friend Daddy Dragon started his YouTube channel up a couple of years ago after being banned from various other outlets, and he's now at just under 18,000 subscribers. I don't get excited about the numbers. That's not it for me. What I get excited about is actually people want to tune in for that kind of information. That tells me that the world is changing and that people are changing and that the system's like, we've got a problem, Houston. So we do it with love. We don't do it with weapons. We do it with daisies, sunflowers and buttercups. And what we do is we take back our power, and that's all we have to do. And it is not hard. It is very simple to do. So we'll be doing some more of that as the coming weeks and months come along. If you want to grow with me in this channel, feel free to do so. And I love you all as always. Bella, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a beautiful soul. And I will see you all probably